Alright, sorry about the crappy video, but I wasn't really planning on this, so just grab the camera. One more last look. It's where we used to live. All empty now. Back in the city. Don't try this at home. Does that miniaturize yourself so your cherry tomatoes look bigger? Or turn your office into a green screen room and your wife wakes up and says, what the hell's going on? And neither one of those. What I'm going to show you that I don't want you to try at home is I'm going to try something on the tomato plants. They're not really working for me. They look like they're doing pretty good and they're starting to have some blossoms. But within the time that they've grown, and now they're taking a lot of care. I have to prune them. I have to keep checking them to see if they've got water. I've already gone through 2 harvests of all my leafy greens, lettuce, pak choy, kale, collards, basil. Everything else is produced like 2 crops already, whereas the tomatoes, I'm still waiting on the first crop, and it's still gonna be weeks to come. If you've got the time and space, then you can do it at home, you know, great. Because there's nothing better than a homegrown tomato. But I'm trying to show people how to grow things as easy as possible. And I'm on the road a lot, and I know there's a lot of you out there that are busy, that are constantly, you know, running in that and or traveling, and you'd like to have some your own veggies at home. And that's why I do most of the leafy greens in this system. So look up on YouTube, Crack Key Hydroponic Tomatoes, and you'll see some other people that are doing it. And if you have space to allocate or you want to get a larger reservoir, it works with that. But with this downspout, if you have this many plants, it takes constant care. So also they're growing up against the wall and they're going to make a mess on there. I can't pull them out because the rain comes down like a waterfall. So there's a bunch of reasons why they're not working. But I've got some other tomato plants in my hydroponics, and I've got some in my wife's herb garden, so we've got tomatoes around. So I figured let's have some fun with these, because I get questions, and I've got a Gmail account. It's keepongrowing1@gmail.com. If you all have any questions, just send them there and I'll answer them. I get this question a lot, and I figure instead of answering over and over or copying and pasting, because I don't like to do that, that I do one video, and then that way when people ask me, I can point them to that video and I have an explanation. So basically, your hydroponic nutrients, I think people are confused. It just seems like it's magic or something because they haven't heard of it before. But it's basically your fertilizer, your NPK, and it's just going in a soluble form that goes into water. But your soil has microbes and things. It's a living organism, and they break down matter into different micronutrients, and your water doesn't have that. So your hydroponic nutrients adds those micronutrients into it, so it takes into account the stuff that's happening in the soil. And it adds that into it. That's your short answer. There's a long answer to it that we can go into, but that's your short answer. And I think people get confused because of the small amount that you put in is 10 grams. I have an online store and I sell just a small sample, and so that people that want to give this a try don't have to buy 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 25 pounds of fertilizer. They can just get enough for one 5-gallon bucket. So I sell that one sample, and I keep getting questions, you know, can I buy 2? Can I add 2? And will my lettuce grow faster? Will it grow better or greener? And the short answer is no. And I can keep saying no, 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 but let me show you what can happen. And I don't want to mess with my greens because they're still producing and we're still cutting them and eating them. But these tomato plants are going to give me a problem because I'm going to have to keep taking care of them. And then when I'm on the road, they're probably going to die anyway because no one's here to take care of it. So we're going to experiment on them. I'm going to double up the hydroponic formula. I might even put in a little of the rooting and blooming. When they start having your blooms, you people who grow tomatoes and that know about that. I'm going to just double up on all my stuff and that and leave it when I go 3 or 4 days on the road, and when we come back we'll see what can happen. And then that way you don't try it at home, because if you mess up your leafy greens like your pak choi and you have to get rid of it and plant some more in 3 or 4 weeks, you have pak choi again is one thing, but tomatoes usually take up your whole season. And I know how heartbreaking it can be to put 3 or 4 months into something and then something go horribly wrong and you lose your whole crop. And you can't start over again. Whereas your leafy greens, if something happens, you can start some more microgreens, plant them out, and start your crop again. So tomatoes, I'm going to show you what can happen with it, because I know if you put a whole lot of work and blood, sweat, and tears into it, that you don't want things to go wrong. More so on these crops than with your leafy greens. So we're going to experiment with these bad boys. I'm going to leave town for 3 or 4 days and we'll come back and see what happens. Pretty sure it's not going to be good, but y'all keep sending your questions in. I'll keep trying to answer them. Keep on growing.